Welcome, Jikook lovers. Purple Heart. Have you ever felt that a single, fleeting moment could hold a meaning far deeper than it seems? In the middle of an ordinary step, Jungkook glanced back, just for 1 second, almost unnoticed by the camera. Yet that brief moment was enough to capture something heavy, a longing so deep, as if there was someone he wished to see one last time. Why did he pause before moving forward? Who was he really looking for, or leaving behind? And why did his expression feel different, as though his heart was holding on to something unsaid? Fans quickly began to wonder, was it just a reflex, or did that glance carry an emotion too strong to hide? Theories started to spread, and questions grew louder. So the question remains, is it really true? Or are we reading between the lines of a moment that was never meant to be simple? Stay with us on Jikook Lovers Update, because behind that single second, there may be a story far deeper than we ever imagined. Thaw balloon sparkles. As the footage replayed again and again, fans couldn't help but notice the details that often go unseen. Jungkook's steps were steady, yet that brief turn of his head felt hesitant, almost as if his body was moving forward while his heart was being pulled back. His eyes didn't wander randomly. They seemed focused, searching, lingering for a fraction of a second longer than necessary. What makes this moment even more intriguing is the timing. It happened at a point when everything appeared calm on the surface. No grand event, no dramatic farewell, just an airport, a walk, and a single glance. And yet, why did that moment feel so heavy? Why did it resonate so strongly with those watching? Some fans believe that this wasn't just about the place, but about someone. A presence not visible on camera, but deeply felt. Others argue that Jungkook is known for being reflective, someone who often gets lost in his thoughts. Could this glance simply be a sign of exhaustion, nostalgia, or quiet contemplation? Still, questions remain. Why that exact moment? Why that particular expression? And why did it feel so different compared to his usual calm demeanor? Social media quickly filled with slow-motion clips, screenshots, and emotional interpretations. Many pointed out how Jungkook's eyes seemed softer, almost vulnerable. Others noticed the subtle tension in his jaw, as if he was holding back something he couldn't show in public. Whether coincidence or not, the emotional impact was undeniable. That moment lasted no more than a second. A blink, a breath. And yet, for those who truly saw it, it felt like time briefly gave way, allowing something deeply human to surface before disappearing again. Jungkook's glance over his shoulder was not dramatic. There was no grand gesture, no lingering pause meant for the cameras. And perhaps that is exactly why it felt so powerful. It was unplanned, unguarded, and honest. In that single movement, fans sensed a quiet conflict between moving forward and holding on. Airports have always been symbolic places. They are not destinations, but thresholds. Places where stories pause, where hellos and goodbyes exist in the same breath. For Jungkook, who has spent much of his life moving between cities, countries, and stages, an airport is nothing new. And yet, this time felt different. As he walked, his posture was composed, his expression calm, familiar, practiced. But when he turned his head, even briefly, something shifted. His eyes softened. His steps slowed, if only imperceptibly. It was as if his body remembered something his mind was trying to ignore. And that is where memories began to flood in. Fans who have followed Jungkook for years know that he is not someone who easily verbalizes his emotions. Instead, he expresses himself through actions, through music, through presence, through silence. When Jungkook feels deeply, it shows not in words, but in the spaces between them. That glance felt like one of those spaces. It reminded many of earlier moments, times when Jungkook's gaze lingered just a little longer, when his laughter sounded freer, when his shoulders seemed lighter simply because of who stood beside him. Moments that were never officially defined, yet deeply felt by those who noticed the patterns, the rhythms of his emotions. Over the years, fans have witnessed Jungkook grow up in front of the world. From a shy teenager to a global artist, his journey has been extraordinary, but not without cost. Fame demands forward motion. There is rarely time to look back, rarely space to pause. So when he did look back, even for a second, it felt significant. Some fans believe that glance was not about a place, but about a presence. Someone who could not be seen on camera, but whose absence was deeply felt. Others think it was a moment of reflection, Jungkook acknowledging a chapter that was closing, even if quietly. And then there are those who believe it was something even simpler, yet heavier: longing. Longing does not always come with tears. Sometimes it arrives silently, catching you off guard when you least expect it. In the middle of routine, in the middle of movement, in the middle of leaving. As the clip circulated online, it was slowed down, replayed, examined from every angle. Not out of obsession, but out of connection. Fans weren't searching for proof, they were searching for understanding. Why did that 1 second feel so intimate? Perhaps because it reminded people of their own unfinished goodbyes, of the moments they wish they could relive, or the people they wish they could see one last time. In Jungkook's quiet glance, many saw themselves. There is a particular kind of sadness that comes with moving forward while still carrying the past with you. Not regret, but remembrance. And Jungkook has always seemed like someone who remembers deeply. Those close to his journey know how often he speaks about time, how quickly it passes, how moments slip away before you realize their value. He has mentioned missing ordinary days, quiet nights, shared laughter that never makes headlines. So when he looked back, some wondered if he was remembering those ordinary moments, the ones that mattered most. Social media filled with gentle words rather than loud theories. Fans wrote about how the glance made them emotional without knowing why, how it felt familiar, how it stayed with them longer than expected. "That look wasn't for us," one fan wrote. "It felt like something personal," said another. "I don't know who it was for, but I felt it," someone else shared. And perhaps that is the most telling part of all. The moment did not demand explanation. It didn't ask to be analyzed. It simply existed, and in doing so it touched something real. Of course, without Jungkook's own words, everything remains interpretation. And that is okay. Not every emotion needs confirmation to be valid. Sometimes, meaning lives in the feeling itself. Jungkook eventually turned forward again. He continued walking. Life moved on as it always does. But something lingered. That single second became a shared memory, not because of what it confirmed, but because of what it suggested. That even someone who seems to have everything still carries quiet moments of reflection. That even the strongest forward steps can be accompanied by a backward glance. Maybe it was a silent goodbye. Maybe it was gratitude. Maybe it was simply Jungkook being human. And maybe that is why it mattered so much. In a world that often demands certainty, this moment offered something gentler, ambiguity filled with emotion. A reminder that not everything meaningful needs to be loud or clear.